Appreciate everyone coming in to presentation today for Yu-Gi-Oh! So in terms of just overall agenda, going to talk a little bit about the 25th anniversary of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. We'll get into a little bit of product configurations for those that aren't familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! You'll get an idea of what kind of products we sell. Release calendar overview, which we are very streamlined this year. Where to get some information at. Our overall solicitation process. Then we'll talk a bit about official tournament stores. So if you're not one currently, what are the benefits of that and how you can sign up for it. Then we'll get into a little bit of co-op support, some takeaways, and then a little bit of Q&A. So the Yu-Gi-Oh! Brand has been around for quite a while, 25 years. So we're not just the actual trading card game. We have mobile, Duel Links, Master Duel, and then manga, anime, have multiple amounts of merchandise and everything. Actually, if you've been to McDonald's here in Canada, you've actually seen the collaboration we've done with Hello Kitty, and we're giving away those toys right now in the Happy Meals. So it's a very wide breadth of products that we offer. So the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game 25th anniversary actually was February of this year, but we started celebrating it in April of last year, and we're still celebrating it now, so we're getting as much as we can out of the anniversary. So before we know it, it's going to be the 30th anniversary, and we're going to celebrate that. So, getting as much as we can out of it. So at our large Tokyo Dome event, we announced a couple things. So we have a Switch title coming out that's going to feature 10 classic games, and then a new VR experience for our Duel Links app, and then an AI project for Master Duel. And then one that I'm most excited about is actually the Chronicles feature that we showed by our new animation company, Konami Animation, that I actually have a little clip coming up next. And then just this past weekend, we actually set 2 Guinness World Records in Japan. So in Tokyo, they had almost 7,500 people show up for Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. We broke 2 records there. So really thrive in 25 years and going very strong. So right now, the game is available across the globe. We have over 80 countries and 9 languages. So the game is enjoyed by people of all ages, regardless if you're just picking it up now or if you're a fan from 25 years ago. So once this loads up, this is a clip that shows from our Konami animation. It may load up. If it's not embedded,
You might have to act it out.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. So yeah, we have our actual own studio that now can show different archetypes. Collaborations, Castlevania, our other properties, Frogger. So really limitations aren't there. We can do pretty much anything with this. So really excited to see what we're going to be able to do with that. So specifically for the trading card game, what we've introduced for the 25th anniversary, we have a new rarity called Quarter Century Secret Rare. It was first introduced last April in our Legendary Collection. It was guaranteed per, and our players love the shiny foil. So anything that we do that's new, that kind of like sets it apart, they go after it. So introducing that new rarity was a really big hit. We also reprinted some classic boosters from the early Yu-Gi-Oh! Days. So players that started a long time ago, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Metal Raiders, Pharaoh's Servant, they got to open those up. And the box openings for those videos was just great because people that hadn't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In 20 years all of a sudden see from their childhood the classic cards. So that was a really popular hit. Last year's tin, we actually added a promo back in. We had taken promo cards out of our tins, but last year we added in a guaranteed Quarter Century Secret Rare. So for every tin you got a guaranteed Quarter Century Rare. And then our largest release last year was the Rarity Collection. That was released in November 2023, and that's the first time we've introduced 7 rarities of one particular card in a release. It's something that Japan has done in their OCG releases, but it's the first time we brought it to our market. So this was almost a mirror image of what they released, and the sell-through was just phenomenal. There was just one card that we didn't release. It was banned in our area, so other than that, it was a mirror release. So it did so well, we decided to follow it up with Rarity Collection 2 that comes out this month. So the difference here is that our R&D team was able to pick the cards for our player base. So we're not copying something that Japan did. It's actually something our R&D team said, this is what's in gameplay right now, this is what our players are looking for, so let's put these cards in there. So there's no crossover between Rarity and Rarity 2. So we're really looking forward to this release coming out this month. We did announce our tin. We do a tin once per year. And then we have a holiday release where we haven't announced that yet, but you'll see that coming out in about 2-3 weeks. So lots of stuff going on with the 25th anniversary. So in terms of product configuration, this is going to be pretty consistent with other trading card games. The boosters are really the core of the product. Our core boosters we release 4 times per year, about every 3 months. Structure decks, those are going to be based on certain themes. So the idea behind those is you pick up 3 of those, have a play set, and it's just an easy way to get competitive gameplay. Our accessories, portfolio, game mat, card sleeve, card case, we were doing 2 of those per year. We're down to doing 1 of those per year right now. I mentioned we reduced the calendar down, and the accessories was one of the areas that we needed to focus on because there was just too much inventory of that out there. So we've kind of consolidated it down, picked out a really good theme, and then releasing it once per year. Holiday boxes, so those are going to be around the spring time frame and the fall time frame. The SRP for those, in Canada is going to be around $39.99, and that's going to be based on, this one's Legendary Decks 2. It's going to be based on upcoming archetypes. And it's really a collection of past releases for these holiday boxes. Collector sets, that's just a smaller box set price point. Those go for $17.99 Canadian, and those feature previous releases. So we have Legendary Duelist themes, we have Hidden Arsenal themes. So we take the best from those previous releases, bundle it back up. We'll add in a chase element like a dice, or it could be like a token card, and we offer those out typically once per year. I mentioned the tins; those come out once per year. Those are pretty highly sought after. We did a 3-year strategy on the gold sarcophagus where you can actually build the tins together. And this year we're building on the dueling theme. So this year's gonna be the dueling mirrors. The 2-player starter. So that's just if you've never played Yu-Gi-Oh before, we just developed this starter so that you could actually do a scripted duel against another player. There's a comic book that actually walks you through it step by step. So it's very easy to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh if you've never done it before. And then Speed Duel is something we're still supporting. It's a very fast-paced way to play Yu-Gi-Oh. It's pre-constructed decks, so you could actually take this box. There's 4 decks in there. You and your friends can play right out of the box and duel against each other. So it's very quick-paced. We're still supporting Speed Duel. The most recent release, Europe didn't do, but it's something that we're continuing to do, and you'll actually see there's a release coming out for that as well. So I mentioned our release calendar. We really streamlined the releases. What we were finding, we were actually cannibalizing our own sales and having players have to choose what releases to support, stores choosing what releases to support. So we really cut it down. So you'll see in the green, those are the core boosters. So this is April through December. So the core boosters, again, are once every 3 months, and then following up with that is a big bet. So like you'll see core booster in yellow, red, Rarity Collection 2. Core booster, or tin, core booster, holiday item. So it really gives our players a chance for their wallets to rejuvenate and have some spending money. So, yeah. Yeah. So one of the challenging things is we still need to hit our financial goals. So we have to make sure we're supporting the releases from one to another. So there's a lot of synergies between the core boosters. So when a new one comes out, it's going to support the release previously. And it's also going to do a little bit of preview going forward as well. So, we had some conversations with distributors to make sure that they're supporting it and keep it in stock. In terms of premiere events, we just announced in Canada for October. Unfortunately, it's on Thanksgiving weekend. That's a good thing or bad thing, depending on how you look at it. But it's going to be in Niagara. So last year was in Vancouver. So we're back over here on this side. So where to learn more? Our website is the best way to get information. There's information in terms of products, information in terms of tournaments, and then we're on all major social media platforms. Over at our table today, you can actually scan a QR code and get this information. So the solicitation process, fact sheet timing. So this is the area of improvement that we needed on the Konami side. We were given very short order windows to the distributors and didn't have enough information on the fact sheet, so it was very challenging for you stores to do pre-orders for products. They really didn't know what was going to be inside the the items. So you really have to rely upon your players to tell you, I'm going to need to order this box. This theme is really relevant. I'm going to stick with it. So it's something that we've tried to add more information to our sheets. Now, some of the information is embargoed, and the reason for that is the majority of our releases are in Japan first, and then they come here roughly 3 months later. So our players know the majority of what's going to be within a release, so we can't spoil it ahead of time. So a good example is the Infinite Forbidden that's coming out in July was just released in Japan, but we were already soliciting that 2 months prior. So we can't spoil the release before it happens in Japan. So some of that information would have been nice to know ahead of time, but unfortunately we couldn't do it. So that's why we'll send out additional information later, just before orders close. So when orders do close, reorders are still eligible. So the distributors keep inventory on hand, and we also build some residuals as well. So if you still get demand or requests for product, just reach out, to see if there's any inventory available. And as kind of a worst case, there's always production overs. So the printers will actually build us additional product as well that we'll have on hand. So if there's ever demand for something, just reach out. Partner influencers on box openings. So we do a lot of product reveals. Typically, it's about 2 weeks prior to a release date. Rare to Collection 2 releases the 24th, and our product reveals for that is coming out on the 13th. So that's going to be when they get a real good view of what's in that product. So that's when you'll actually see some reordering, some renewed interest for the release. And one of the things as well is to watch the videos to gain knowledge about the products. So our R&D team will actually do premiere videos to show like what is coming up to the product, and I'll see if it'll play. I'm not sure if I embedded this one either. Hey, there we go.
Hey everyone, this is Billy Brake. We continue rolling through 2024 with an in-depth look at our next core booster. That's right, it's Legacy of Destruction. This 100 new card set is spearheaded by a new Fire Dragon theme that will unleash new synchro summons, more cards for the devastatingly haunting theme Ashen that premiered in Phantom Nightmare, new fusion spells, and cards that revisit that tear-jerking final duel between Yugimoto and Atem. Plus, so much more. Let's get into it. Here it is, Legacy of Destruction.
So these videos are done for our core boosters. So those are, again, 4 times per year. And our R&D team will actually set up information for a full week's worth of videos. So we have content creators that will actually open up the cards, discuss what the effects are, how to play with it. What our players really look for is like, what are the rarities? What is going to be upgraded from what Japan released? So it's really a great way to get knowledge about the overall product. Okay, so pretty big information here, market share. So hobby versus retail. So back in 2018, it was almost not a 50-50 split, but it was 47-44%. And we saw through COVID that we saw tremendous growth on the hobby side. More stores were opening. Stores were looking to get into gaming. With sports being a bit unknown, stores started investing more in gaming to become like a destination. So we've seen a tremendous growth on the hobby side. Now, we would like to see retail a bit higher, but you guys are the backbone of the gaming. We need to make you a destination for stores to come in and players to play. So it doesn't matter what kind of TCG they're playing. We need you guys to be healthy and have regular attendance. So our focus is to keep the hobby up pretty high, but we will do some stuff for retail just to grow that business as well. So why that's important with the hobby side is official tournament stores. So if you're not one currently, I would certainly encourage you to do that. And just some overall benefits of that is you get to sell the product 2 days before the regular release date. You're also listed on our website that gets over 300,000 visitors a month. And if you're not familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! And you don't know how to run tournaments, we can help with that. We can send a judge out to your store and actually run the tournaments for you. So if you're not familiar with it, don't let that be a deterrent from carrying the product. You also have access to our OTS portal, which does opt-ins, reporting, tracking. And then we have a featured OTS program. So once a quarter, we'll actually pick a store, do an article with them, post it on all of our social media sites, and just highlight the store. So it's just a way for you to get like more eyeballs on your overall, location. OTS rewards. So just by reporting and having tournaments, we'll actually give you stuff for free. It could be one touches, it could be game mats, banners, table tents. So the more you report, the more rewards you qualify for. And then you have access to sales incentives. So not only do you get that 2 days prior, but on core boosters, it's a full week prior. So there's actually an event that you hold at your store for that new core booster. So you're getting almost a full week of extra selling time for that core booster. So it's a big incentive. The core boosters also change the gameplay. So we don't have set rotation. So when a new core booster comes out, it's going to introduce new themes, new archetypes, and our players are looking for those because they, again, already know it's coming out in Japan. So by having it a week earlier gives you that leg up on your competition. Then we have the Lost Art promotion. So again, this is free to you all. The more tournaments you report, the more promo cards you get. So we provide these promo cards that when a player spends $40 Canadian, you give them a promo card for free. So we're giving it to you for free, and then it's incentivizing the players to actually spend money. So it's a great incentive. We also have access to special events and tournaments. So OTS tournament packs, again, we give those to you for free. And it's every 4 months it refreshes, and it's the only place to get ultimate rares and the ultimate shiny foil. So our players love to have different rarities of their cards, so those upgrades they actually look for. And then there's release celebrations. So where we have premier events for the core boosters, for the other products we do release celebrations. So there could be game mats that we give to you to give away, whether it's a structure deck or speed duel. And then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, charity tournaments, ability to host regional qualifiers, in-store championships. So there's just a lot of beneficial stuff, for becoming an official tournament store. So again, if you're not already one, you can talk to me today and we can get you started on that process. So not only do we have the stuff from the organized play team, the sales team actually does stuff with the distributors as well. So these are some items that we've done before. We've done these tents, pins, medals, Bluetooth speakers, and then we have some upcoming items, memorabilia card frame, power bank, hoodie, sweatshirt. So these are incentives that the distributors will offer to you. I think with Lion, we ended up doing the Bluetooth speaker, and then in the future, we'll do something like the sweatshirts. So those are like pre-order specials. It could be if you order a case of the upcoming core booster, you'll get like a power bank. And you can use it to reward your employees. You can use it for additional prize support. So it's just more free stuff for you guys to, incentivize and bring customers in. So just some key takeaways. 25th anniversary. We'll continue it as long as we can. Competitive gameplay is in a really good state right now. We're seeing, with the most recent FNL list update, Forbidden Unlimited list, there's more decks being played of more recent items. So that encourages newer products to sell. The release calendar forward, more time between releases. So there's synergy between those releases, so we want you to support those releases longer. And then just the benefits of becoming an official tournament store. We really want you to make your store destination for Yu-Gi-Oh! Organized play support. Again, a lot of free stuff to give to you guys to help you be successful. And then the co-op support that we do from the sales side.